Hello, my name is Jason Faria, and I'm going to be going over my XP and leveling system that I created inside of the um, game that I've named Damned. This was the 24-hour game jam game that I created in the 24 hours and then worked on for about 2 to 3 weeks afterwards. Um, and I'm actually going to be going over the XP and leveling system. So first and foremost, if we go ahead and go into like the upgrades, for example, you can see I'm level 1. So when I play the game, I'm going to go ahead and get to day 2 to kind of just showcase like the XP and leveling system, because I need to survive at minimum at least 1 day to actually get the proper XP, so I can be awarded XP, because the XP doesn't actually get awarded if you don't survive at least 1 night. So I have 6. I need 1 more of the goats. Okay. As you can see, I have all of the necessary ritual items. I can click on this, do the ritual, and yeah, I think I can press P to pause the game. The effects are very low. We can actually, oh, that is very loud. We can turn that. Okay. So I survived 1 night. I'm going to go ahead and quit to main menu. And as you can see, I survived 1 night. I get 100 XP. So 100 is the base XP per night. Now if I go ahead and survive 2 nights, you'll see there's a little bit of difference. So I'm going to go ahead and gather the resources. I don't need any more trees. I just need the goats and rocks. Okay, so we're gonna grab the rocks. Another rock, and I need 2 more goats. Perfect, right here. And we're gonna go over here and the ritual. So if you watch the gameplay video, you'll notice that there is a monster that comes and hunts for you if you take too long. Now dying from the monster doesn't make you lose all of your XP. You still get the amount of XP as you would get if you were to like just quit to main menu. And you can actually just quit to main menu, and it's the same as dying from the monster, which is pretty useful in my opinion. I'm not punishing the player for quitting when they want to. You can quit whenever. I think I have enough wood. Yes, I do. Okay, so just more rocks and goats. 1 goat. Okay, nighttime is coming. You can see the shadows. Okay, so I'm going to finish this day. We're going to go to day 3. It's going to turn nighttime soon, and the monster's going to spawn. You can notice the ambient noise stops after the monster spawns, which is as intended. So day 3, we're going to go ahead and quit. And you'll see day 1 I had 100 XP. For this one, we're going to see that I have 250. So I go to 350, 310, sorry. So so now you can see the increase. So day 2, it's not just a flat 100 added on, because it was 210 instead. So I'm going to go ahead and go through the system I have here, as well as in the stats here. So I have in this sheet, there's statistics based on the night. So these are the nights, so like, or rather day. So the first day you need 2 wood, 4 blood, 5 flint. And there's increases here based on the day. These are the increases all the way up to night 100. That is the maximum you can survive until. After you survive until 100, the game ends. You get a credit screen and you get a bunch of XP. The XP gain is based on a function. So this function I created, so the XP base per night is actually 100, and as you can see, night 1, for surviving night 1, it's just 100. There's no added percentages or anything, because the percentages are based on your previous night. So night 1 is 100, night 2 is, so as you can see here, it's the night multiplied by the base per night. Now, here it's night 200 multiplied by the base per night, which is 100, and that gives you the 200. Now the extra 10 comes from this portion here, which is the previous night multiplied by 10%. So 10% of the previous night is added onto the current night. So this is additive, and then it's rounded to the nearest decimal. So this is added on top of itself every single night. It's the previous night, 10% of the previous night multiplied by the amount of nights, added to the amount of nights multiplied by the base per night. So this happens at 10% for the first 10 nights. After you get to the second set of nights, which is 10 to 19, it's 20% of the previous night. So as you can see there, the 0.1 right here turned into 0.2. And then at 21 goes to 0.3, so 3%, 30% of the previous night. Then 40%, 50%, 60, 70, and then 100% of the previous night is down here. So this is so that as the player is getting upgrades and spending on the upgrades, they get further and further, and the later levels are very difficult to get leveled up. So like the levels here, I have an increase for levels as well. So the first level takes 500 XP to level up. The second level is your base 200 plus the previous level multiplied by 1.1. So it's the previous level, add 10% of that current level onto this, which is 50, and then you add the 200, and that is carried over between each of these levels all the way up to level 40. So now in the upgrades, for example, you'll see the levels for the upgrades that I have here. For example, I can show the upgrades here, and you'll see there's upgrades that I can actually purchase. Every level gives you an upgrade token, and you can spend upgrade tokens to upgrade these. And so getting these all max level will cost 40 upgrade tokens, which is the amount that I have here, which is 40. So level 2 costs 2 tokens, level 3 costs 3 tokens, level 4 costs 4 tokens. And these give you really big advantages, which helps you get to the later nights, which in turn helps you get more XP, which in turn gives you more upgrade tokens to upgrade your upgrades. So with that said, I can also showcase how it is being held and dealt with inside the engine. So it's inside the character here. There's calculate XP gain. So this function is essentially what this function is. This function right here was translated into Unreal. So the XP gain, we're gonna make sure that that you actually survive the night. If you die on the first day, you don't survive a night, you don't get XP. So you have to survive at least one night to get the base 100 per night. This is just checking if it's the first night. There's not really a function involved. It's just XP gained is your base per night, which is 100. Now if you survived more than one night, so let's say 2 nights, then it goes through the function here. This takes your current night. So this right here, this function is calculating the amount here, this number right here. So this 0.1 that gets increased to 0.2 and then 0.3 is calculated here, and this is so that it's uniform throughout. So the current night, it takes the current night, which we can, for example, let's say it's night 4. So it takes the current night, which is night 4, divided by 10, so that's 0.4. It rounds it up to 1 and then divides it by 10 again. So it kind of just gets the, so it divides by 10, which is 0.1. So for all of these numbers, 1 through 9, or 1 through 9, for all of these numbers, it will round it up to 0.1, which gives you the multiplication for the previous XP gain night. Now, for example, if it's night 17, for example, night 17 divided by 10 is 1.7, rounds it up to 2, divides by 10 again, which is 0.2. So that gives 0.2 for these nights, and then it kind of is uniform throughout every single one, so that I don't have to specify nights 1 through 9 is 0.1, nights 10 through 20 is 0.2, and so on and so forth. So that gives you the multiplication factor. And then the current night minus 1, the current night minus 1 because this is technically the day, so if it's day 1, you don't have any nights survived, so you have 0 nights. But if it's day 2, you have 1 night survived. So if you die on day 2 or quit on day 2, that's what this variable is. It turns into 1 night. So the base multiplied by base per night, which is, we can split these. So the current night multiplied by base per night is this right here. Your current night multiplied by base per night. And then this gives you multiplied by the multiplication factor. So this right here is for this. So the current night minus 1, which is the previous night, multiplied by a base per night, it gives you this number, that number that you add on to the actual previous night addition, which is what I set here, previous night addition. So the previous night addition is then added onto the current night multiplied by base per night, which is this right here. And then that is the function being added onto the other function for the total amount of XP gained, which is just then fed into the return node, and it gives you the amount of XP gain. All of this is for the player XP, so for the previous post-game screen when you gain XP. All of this stuff sets up that, as well as like how many levels you get, how many tokens, and just the amount of tokens is just equivalent to the amount of levels you gain. So if you gain 1 level, you get 1 token. You gain 2 levels, you get 2 tokens, so on and so forth. And yeah, that's pretty much it for my for the XP and leveling system. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to post it in the comments down below, and I'll try to explain further on any systems that I didn't get to in this video. Thank you for watching.